Section 1.4 is called pairs of angles. So yesterday we started talking about angles, right? How to name them, how to draw them, what's interior, what's exterior, what the four different types were. There was acute, right, obtuse, and straight. Okay, so we got basically your little introduction to angles. All right, so today we're going to talk about pairs of angles. What does the word pairs mean? Two or more in this case. All right, you might have more. One we touched on yesterday, but didn't go into great detail, was adjacent angles. Sort of mentioned it in passing, but you're going to see it again today. Basically, adjacent angles just mean next to each other. They're sharing a ray. We're going to draw a little picture. There is a great example of adjacent angles. They are next to each other. Angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent. Okay. Next pair of angles is a linear pair. This word linear has what word in it? Line. Okay, so they're going to make a straight line. And it doesn't matter what the measurement of this angle is or what the measurement of this angle is. But let's say this one's 50, this one's 130. They need to make a straight line, which will be 180 degrees. So their sum is going to be 180 degrees. Okay. The next one is called vertical angles. Vertical angles is when you're going to have two intersecting lines. So basically, they're intersecting, they're making a capital X. See the X? Yes? No? Yeah. Okay, so the vertical angles are going to be the two that are opposite each other. So we'll say this one's 80 degrees. This one's going to be 80 degrees. Those two are vertical angles. The other two are also vertical angles. They're 100 and they're 100. So you're going to have two pairs of vertical angles when you have intersecting lines. This comes up quite a bit throughout the whole year of geometry. You'll see it in almost every chapter. All right, the last two we talked a little bit about yesterday. They are complementary and supplementary. Supplementary is what? Complementary is what? No one knows? All right, so it's two angles, and I started drawing supplementary, so let's fix this here. Are two angles that are going to add up to, so their sum will be 90 degrees. So let's say 65 and 25. So let's say this one's 65 and this one's 25. Okay. Or it could be 30 and 60, or 20 and 70. Any combination where the sum is 90 degrees. Okay. Versus supplementary. What's supplementary going to be? What? 180. So a sum of 180. So this is the one I meant to draw a straight line on. So let's say this one's 80, this one's 100. 80 plus 100 should be 180 degrees. So that it's going to be any combination where the sum is 180 degrees. Sort of like a linear pair. Okay? So if we're looking at something and it's a linear pair, it's also going to be supplementary. Okay? We're looking at a pair of angles. Any questions on any of those? All right, example number 1. I'm going to move this up. You'll see it in just a second. Let me shrink it just a tad. And move it up. All right, so for example number 1, you're going to draw this drawing once, and then I'm going to give you a pair of angles, and we're going to say whether they're any of these things: adjacent, linear pair, not adjacent, complementary, supplementary, or vertical. Okay? Sometimes it could be more than one of these. Okay? So this drawing is a little bit complicated, but you only need to draw it once. You don't have to draw it. How many are we going to do? Four times. We're about to do 4 different pairs. All right, so the labeling on these lines is great because yesterday we talked about how to name angles. So some of them are named with letters like angle R, P, S, and some of them are labeled with angle or with numbers. So like this is angle 6, this is angle 8. So you can get a variety, but notice that you couldn't call any of these angle P. Right? Because if I said angle P, which one would I be talking about? All of them. Okay? That point right there is P, and it's actually the vertex of all of those angles. So P, if you just say P, you don't know which one it is. So this is a really good example of why you use 3 letters and you put that vertex in the middle. Okay? All right. So first angle pair we're going to look at is angle 5 and angle 6. So you come over here to angle 5 and angle 6. Now, some of these answers, or some of these might have more than one answer, right? So let's start with the first one. Are 5 and 6 adjacent? Yes. So write down adjacent. And then, let's see. Are they a linear pair? Here's 5, here's 6. This side, this ray going this way, and this ray going this way are a straight line. So they are a linear pair as well. Are they not adjacent? Well, we already said they're adjacent, so they're not adjacent. Are they complementary? No. Are they supplementary? Yes. Are they vertical? No, they can't be adjacent and vertical at the same time. So there are 3 things. They're adjacent, they're a linear pair, and they're supplementary. Okay? Jump down. Let me shrink this just a tad. There we go. The next pair is angle 7. So right here is angle 7. And angle SPU. So here's S, here's P, here's U. So we're talking about this angle right here. Are they adjacent? Kind of a trick question. Adjacent means next to each other. Well, angle 7 is sort of inside angle SPU. So they can't be adjacent, which means they are not adjacent. Are they a linear pair? No, they don't add up to 180. They're not. Are they complementary? They might be if we had a little box here, or we were told, you know, they're 90 degrees, or we were told their measurements, but we're not told that. So they might be complementary, but we're not for sure, so we're not going to use it. Supplementary, no. Vertical, no. So all we say is not adjacent. All right, the next pair, angle 7 and angle 8. Here's 7 over here, here's 8. So are they adjacent? Nope. So we say not adjacent. Definitely not linear, definitely not complementary, supplementary. Are they vertical? No, because they would have to be making an X. They make sort of a crooked x, so they're not a perfect x. Okay, they're intersecting lines. All right. How about angle 5 and angle 8? Here's 5 and here's angle 8. Are they adjacent? No, they're not adjacent. But in this case, they're one more thing. Who sees it? They are vertical. Because they do make that x. Here's the one side of the x, here's the other side of the x. So 5 and 8 are vertical. All right, any questions on that? All right, one more example. That would be example number 2. So I just want you to see the wording on something. If you have an angle, just an angle by itself, and say it's 59 degrees, you might ask to find the complement of, and we'll put an F here, so angle F, right? So to find the complement of angle S, like complementary means they should add up to 90, but if you're asked to find the complement of, you're not going to add, you're going to do what? Subtract. So you're going to start with 90, subtract the 59, and you should get 31 degrees, okay? Super easy when it's numeric, like 59 degrees. But what if it's not numeric? And you're given that this angle, we'll call this one G, because we called the last one F, is 7x plus 10. And this time, you're asked to find the supplement of angle G. Okay? So just like in this first part where we took 90 and we subtracted that angle, because this one's the supplement, we're going to start with 180, and we're going to subtract this whole thing. So we need to put it in parentheses, right? We need to say 7x plus 10. And then we got to distribute that negative here and here. So we're going to have 180 minus 7x minus 10. And then algebraically, we need to combine our like terms, right? 180 minus 10 is 170 minus the 7x. Can I combine these two? Nope. So this is the answer. And because it's an angle, I have to put that little degree symbol right there. Don't forget the degree. Okay? So those are a little bit tricky. I just wanted